UFC 300 is here, guys. One of the most stacked cards from top to bottom I can remember. Exciting weekend ahead. I'll be breaking down the main card like usual, plus one prelim fight that I think should be on the main card, but Bo Nickel stole that. T-Mobile Arena is the destination in Las Vegas and is the home of the venue for the big event. I was going to go, however, I'm not huge on crowds. I'm actually on the road right now as well. This will only be available in audio. I'll be missing the... I tried to actually record it by video, did not work, so audio only this week. Client card is now available for purchase, guys. 12-0 pay-per-view run is on the line this weekend. Systemsportscapping.com or link.me/systemcapping for client opportunities, records, free picks, resume, and more. Masters week also. What a big week, guys. Masters week, UFC 300, big week. Shout out to any new clients who got on board for this week. Some big runs we're on right now. Like I always do, I go over last week, go runs as well. Some big runs right now, short and long term. 12-0, like I mentioned, in the UFC for pay-per-views. 19-8 all cards in the UFC. Average line plus money. Other sports, PGA, very hot. 72% matchups on the year. 7-1 run right now. 3 outrights last 5 events. 9 of the last 10 profitable majors is on the line this weekend. Just under 95 units long term in the prop market. Also, NHL 9-5 run, very low volume. I did an MLB test week for the MLB. I will not be handicapping the MLB for the regular season. UFC Vegas 90 recap. Let's do a quick recap here. Another profitable card, perfect on sides, hitting another 2-fight parlay for clients with Moreno and Bonamondos. Also cashed on a nice TKO KO prop on the young fella from Chile, plus 185. Good value there. First round finish for him. Love what I saw from him. That reach, that movement. His striking was just so much better than Galgos. It's an easy bet there. Also cashed in on Mariscal, plus 110. Great value with the underdog there. The books had that price wrong. I had that at even money, 110 around. I took advantage there at plus 110. Only miss was a smaller unit prop on Moreno by finish at plus 200. Average line there again in the plus money range. Let's get right into this card, guys. Let's get right into this card again. Sorry for no video this week. Audio only as I'm on the road. Shop around for best prices. Have access and funds in multiple accounts to get the best price out there, guys. Have funds in multiple accounts. Books vary, especially in the UFC, from prop market, from money line market. Have the best book available. Main event, Pereira minus 138 versus Hill plus 110. Not the main event I expected for UFC 300. Let's be honest. I don't think anyone really expected it. I was expecting even just a big name fight. I'm not saying these guys, this is a great main event, don't get me wrong, but for a main event UFC 300, I was not expecting this. I was expecting, maybe Conor McGregor, maybe Khabib coming back, maybe, something along those lines. But hey, not complaining about this fight. Hill, remember, he had to forfeit his title due to injury, bad Achilles injury, playing basketball. It's always basketball, it seems. It's always basketball. Sport I used to play at a high level, don't anymore. I play, recreationally for fun, but not in any leagues or anything. And injury is a main reason. When you're getting older, you do get some injuries in basketball. Some say it's a bit too soon for Hill to come back. Questioning, is he ready? I saw training. I watched it very closely. His training, his stuff he's been posting, his working out regimen. Looks fine. Looks good. Is he ring ready though, right? That's always hard to concern. So it's a bit of concern for me. Hill coming back 8 to 9 month injuries, usually a year off type of injury. So that is a bit concerning there on the Hill side. If you look at the matchup, the fight should play out on the feet, right? Who's going to take down the other? I just see this being a stand-up war, right? Hill doesn't have any takedowns in the UFC. I don't see him going that way. We know Pereira's not. Expect this to be a kickboxing style fight where you have to look at Pereira, right? If this is going to be a striking battle, I'm going to have to look at Pereira, right? Hill, sure, of course, could catch him. He does have that power. Both guys have power. We know that. We just seen Pereira beat Ngannou's record on that punching machine. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but Pereira, he has power. Ask Yuri. Ask Izzy. They all know that he has power. Right? Hill against Glover couldn't finish Glover. That was a little bit surprising. We know Glover how tough he is, though, right? But Hill did dominate Glover for 5 rounds. That was an impressive win for Hill. You know, Pereira's going to look to get that revenge, right? We know how good friends he's with Glover. He's his coach as well. That revenge spot is up here for grabs for Pereira. You know, I expect Pereira to work that leg early, work Hill's leg, try to maybe get around the injury leg as well. The movement, I think, maybe a little awkward for Hill to handle for Pereira. You know, shots come from everywhere from this guy. Those kicks, too, you don't even see coming. I just don't think Hill had ever seen anyone close to this level, right? Think about the guys he was fighting. Look at the resume and then put it up against Pereira. And you expect this to be a kickboxing fight. You have to look Pereira's way. Now, could Hill catch him? Sure. I thought if these guys fought 10 times, Pereira probably would win 7, maybe even 8 times. So there's always that threat, of course, that Hill could catch him. I think that's the only way he wins this fight, though, if Hill can catch Pereira with a big shot. Now, Hill's actually... volume is impressive. It's around 7. Pereira's actually a little less than that. So that is something to keep in mind. It's not like Hill can't win a decision. I think he could win a decision. I just have a hard time seeing it going there with the time off and both guys throwing power. So I don't think this fight goes all 5 rounds. I expect there to be a finish. I do expect Pereira to get it. At the end of the day, you know, if this fight's going to be a kickboxing style fight, striking type fight, I'll take Pereira against anybody. If you tell me these two are just going to stand and bang, I have to take Pereira. There's always the odds that sure Hill could catch him. I get that. I understand that. But I do think Pereira wins a lot more than Hill would if they fought 10 times. So I would have to go with Pereira. Pereira probably will make my client card as well. He'll be the play this week. In the main event for UFC 300. Another fight that could be good. But it could go both ways. I'll discuss that. Zhang minus 450 versus Yan plus 350. You know, I look at the price. I don't know if I warrant the 450. I'd maybe more minus 350. 3-1 favorite I do agree with due to the experience from Zhang. I do think Zhang's better everywhere. But you know what's more interesting in this fight? The Battle of China. Exciting co-main event here. Could fly under the radar. Could be a really good fight. Right? I see it could go 2 ways. It could be a war, very close fight, go to decision. Or I can see Zhang maybe just dominating because I do ever is a better skill set everywhere. Better wrestler, grappler, better striker. You know? Remember, it's not too long ago Jan's been losing to girls like Marina Rodriguez, Esparza. Keep that in mind. Nice win against Dern. Won a decision. And then she also had that, obviously, first-round finish against Andrade, which was very impressive. She seems to continue to get better, Jan. Right? Continues to get better, look more aggressive in that fight. She had some power, more killer instinct in her, which is nice to see. The only problem is she's running into the best in Zhang, right? I agree with her being the big favorite, like I mentioned, not 450, maybe closer to 350. I do think it's a bit high, but I understand it. Jan has been finished in the past, so that could be the way to improve this line. Right? Look at a finish, but again, would not be surprised if you see a 5-round war here. You know, the China versus China, I do believe Zhang will take to heart a little bit, right? She doesn't want to lose to another Chinese fighter. She doesn't want to lose to anybody, but I think there's a little more motivation, if you want to put it that way, for Zhang, since it's another Chinese fighter. You know, I have Zhang better everywhere, like I mentioned. Anywhere this goes, I think Zhang is better. If we look at Jan's takedown defense here, Jan's 70%, not terrible, not great. So I think Zhang could bring her down when she wants to, but she'll probably want to stand and bang as well. Hard to get to her at this price. 2-fight parlay piece may be an issue. And again, outcome, it's not set in stone. I can't guarantee a finish here, right? I would lean a finish, but I could see us going 5 rounds and, you know, going 2 ways. One being somewhat of a close fight, depending on how much Jan has improved in that time, and also, or I could see like a 50-45 Zhang. It could go either way there. So I'll be staying away from an outcome. I may try to fit Zhang into a 2-fight parlay if possible. BMF title on the line. Yes, this is 5 rounds. This is 5 rounds, guys. What a fight we got here. One I may stay away from complete for clients and just sit back and enjoy. Right? Because there are some question marks. And when there's some question marks and concerns, it usually stays away from a system play. Right? We got Holloway moving up a weight. Is it going to slow him down a bit? Is it going to slow his cardio down a bit? At this point of his career, right? There are some concerns. Is he going to be able to handle the power from Justin? So there are some concerns here. Right? That's why you see Holloway as a plus 137 dog. Anytime you see Max Holloway as a plus money, you're going to really look into it. Right? And be like, oh, some value here at plus 137. But I get it. Moving up. Justin's hot right now. Running well, right? Minus 163 is not terrible to lay. I'll be laying off aside from this. And very tough to call an outcome. You could see it going 5 rounds very easily. Holloway just doesn't get finished. Holloway's not going to finish Justin. That would be surprising. So the only way this fight ends, in my opinion, is Justin Gaethje finds a finish, which is possible. Very possible due to how much are those heavy strikes going to actually affect Max. We'll have to see, right? But we know how durable it is. So I actually think this could go the distance. Not something I'll be betting. This fight I want to just enjoy. BMF title, enjoy it, not have to sweat it, right? Just a great fight. Great fight on paper. How is Max going to look moving up, though, at this point of his career? It's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see his fight. In this case, audio purposes only. Podcast purposes. It's going to be Justin Gaethje is the play. Won't make my card, though, this week. Can't wait for that one. Charles Oliveira plus 187 versus Tsarukian minus 225. Another amazing fight here, right? Between the rising star, close to that title shot, close to that fight again against Islam, Arman versus Charles, who's been there, done that, right? This fight should be fireworks from the start. And what I expect in this fight is Charles coming forward quickly, trying to hurt Arman quickly before Arman could use his wrestling. I think Arman's going to have a big advantage here in the wrestling department. He's going to be able to take down Charles at will. Charles' takedown defense, 55% takedown defense. Arman averages over 3 takedowns per 15. Sure, you could say Charles wants to work off his back, but against Arman, it's not going to work, in my opinion. Right? Arman has great grappling. Right? Charles is not going to submit Arman off his back. Very low odds I see of that happening. Right? And on the feet, I think it's fairly even. Arman continues to improve his kickboxing and striking. Right? We've seen a knockout. Was his last fight or the fight before? But Arman continues to get better. I think he's in his prime right now, and I wouldn't say Charles is. So play would have to be Arman. This is going to make my client card in some capacity. Minus 225, difficult to get to. I would lean a finish just because I think both guys will want to bring it. But you can also see Arman just maybe trying to make it boring in wrestling, keeping him down on the ground, and he doesn't find a TKO finish or submission. That is possible as well. But play is Arman. I do like Arman enough this weekend to bet him. Bo Nickel, yes, on the main card. Some people don't like it. Me, I don't really care much. I know how much the UFC is trying to really build him up and putting him on a main event. I would think on the prelims more people may see it though, right? So I thought it would be more suitable if he's on the prelims. Give him main event prelim. Even throw him there. Move Yuri up to this fight. To this opening fight, right? But whatever. Bo Nickel minus 2,000 versus Brundage plus 1,000. Again, you can never bet this fight unless you think somehow Brundage steals it and wins as maybe one of the biggest UFC upsets, right? Now, there is some concerns here. I wouldn't say major concerns, but I would say he's finally fighting a wrestler, a guy at least with a wrestling background. I would say Brundage's a great wrestler. Obviously, if Nickel and Brundage wrestled, Nickel would destroy him. But it's MMA wrestling, it's a little different. We've shown how effective Nickel is, though, with his wrestling. So far, though, he's been only fighting strikers. Keep that in mind, guys. So it's going to be a little... Can he just easily take down Brundage? Probably. Probably. But I think it's going to be a little more difficult. So we're going to look to see. We're going to learn some things here. And if Cody can connect, On nickel, how can he take a shot? We don't really know he can take a big punch. Can Cody connect? He has first round finishes, 5 finishes, 3 submissions. So it'll be interesting to see. He has nothing to lose, Brunridge. He's just going to go in there and probably try to take his head off. How will the wrestling look, though? Is Nickel just going to be able to dominate their grapple, maybe submit him? Good chance, right? There's a very good chance at minus 2,000. It's telling you that. Not a fight I can be on, but it's interesting to see if Brunridge can put up a fight. This is the opening fight of the prelim. This is the main event of the prelims, guys. Prochazka plus 100 versus Rakic minus 225. Battle of Europe. Some bad blood going into this one, too. The past couple of weeks, these guys have been talking shit to each other. I'm liking it. Yuri he really can't wait to get his hands on Rakic. That's what it seems like. I don't really understand the line here, guys, to be honest. I think it should be flipped. Is it maybe because, Prochazka's coming off that loss to Pereira that he could have won? He hurt him early, then just rushed. Got a little sloppy in there. Right? And with Rakic, he's not going to have to really worry about that awkwardness from Pereira. Shots coming from everywhere. We know what Rakic has, right? Heavy leg kicks, heavy shots. Slower fighter, though. And the 2-year-long layoff has me concerned as well. That's why I think this price should be flipped. And if you're giving me plus money with Yuri here, I'd have to back him. There's no other way I can look. Can't train for Yuri, right? Rakic could struggle there. The time off, very injury prone as well. He can get injured in this fight. Right? There's just a few too many question marks with Rakic for me to lay a price like minus 125. Now, if Pereira worked Yuri's leg really well. If Rakic takes anything from that fight, slows down Yuri's movement, that's what you want to do. Right? Yuri wins due to his movement, due to his awkwardness, and due to his striking. So if you can slow that down, Rakic has those leg kicks to do so. So that's going to be interesting. That will be interesting to see if Rakic can slow down Yuri with the leg kicks. Again, the 2-year-long layoff, too much for me to be laying a price for Rakic. I think Yuri wants to obviously rebound from that Pereira loss. Yuri's one of my favorite fighters to watch in the UFC. I do think he gets it done here. That will do it, guys. That will do it again. Sorry for no video. I know a lot of you guys are listening audio now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, so I do appreciate that. If I can put this on YouTube without video, I don't know. I've never tried. I'm pretty sure I could. We'll try it out. If not, it's going to be on audio platforms only for this week. Enjoy this card, guys. It's a great one. It's going to be hopefully the best card that we've seen in a while. On paper, at least it is. Let's see if it holds up. Like I always say, guys, bet smart and know your limits. Take care.